Hey everybody, Koricon Nerd here, and I was about to go to bed because it's 2 in the morning here, and someone told me that the new trailer for Padmavati, I hope I pronounced that right, was dropping at 13:03, so 1:03 p.m. India time, which is right now my time. And I looked, and sure enough, it dropped 11 minutes ago. So I was like, I'm tired, but I might as well stay up another hour or two and get this out right now. I have a lot of other trailers that I need to do and catch up on, which I have some time today, Monday, to do some more. So look for those later on, plus a movie review that I need to get out. Look for those later. But anyway, I was interested in the fact that this was releasing at 13:03. I'm like, that's a very specific number. So I Googled it real quick, and I saw this article from IndiaExpress.com, which I'll have a link to it in the description below, along with the link to this trailer so you can watch it. But apparently, back in 1303, the year 1303, Kaiji and the king, so these two guys in the posters, that was the year that they faced off against each other and had their large epic battle in 1303 AD. And all of this was talked about in the epic poem written in 1540 CE. So this is pretty cool. I mean, it's based on the epic poem that is based on history. I like that kind of stuff. I like things that are based historically, even though a lot of that stuff gets not fictionalized, but a lot of stories that have been told and retold, they get a little fantastical, and I love it. Because you get a peppering of history, and then you get a peppering of, like a fantasy story, whether it be, of love that may not have been there or was there. I still want to know about the true history. Like, if I'm sure the movie is going to go more into the fantasy aspects, maybe. Not like magic and dragons kind of fantasy, but I mean, following that epic poem and then expanding on it, because the poem is probably not written long enough to be able to do an entire movie. They'll have to take liberties with it to make the film. So let's check out this trailer. We'll see what they got for us, and then we'll go over it afterwards. I don't have any subtitles. There's no CC button, so I may need help with... Oh, wow, that looks gorgeous. I may need help with subtitles. Look at that shot. I like the light, how they have the all of the flames. Very elaborate costumes. Oh, see, look at that. That's so well lit. Wow. It's going to be a visual feast, that's for sure. Like, does that with the hair.
चिंता को तलवार की नोक पे रखे वो राजपूत, रेत की नाव लेकर समंदर से शर्त लगाए वो राजपूत, और जिसका सर कटे फिर भी धड़ दुश्मन से लड़ता रहे वो राजपूत.
Oh, nice. I like horse tracking shots. That's a nice one too. Oh, trebuchets. Looks like they've got a lot of extras.
राजपूती कंगन में उतनी ही ताकत है जितनी राजपूती तलवार में।
Wow. This looks like a visual feast for sure. So, I mean, right off the bat, I like the way the graph or the fonts look. But your first shots, you know, you've got the sun, it looks like a sunrise, probably a sunrise. Like they've been walking all night. No, it's a sunset. But look at this. Huge mountain, you've got the line of lights as they're leading up to the, looks like a mountaintop city, a well fortified mountaintop city, which was actually very popular back then. Finding a tall mountain and putting your city on top of it, because it's easy to defend. It's hard to attack those kind of cities. But look at that. I like these night shots. You know, you can put in some really great lighting when you have night shots like this. You have everybody is holding a lantern. The fire is flickering and moving. It's making it a dynamic lighting effect. You even have, you know, candles or wicks that are lanterns that are lit around the archways. People holding their torches up at the top. The little lanterns on the ground. And it adds that really cool flame flicker. Like you can see in the lighting. If you watch the lighting, you'll see it's like it's the lighting. It's almost like the light is kissing everything. Like water. You know, like when you see water that moves. It's doing that with the light, and it always looks good. I love the way that fire lights an area. Look at that costume. Very intricate. Looks like they did a lot of that by hand, not a machined outfit. You know, this was probably the labor of love by a costume designer. It looks great. Same with that. Look at the greens. The green fabric and the red fabric, that is high quality fabric. Like the costume designer for this used high quality, really great fabrics. They have some weight to them. Like you can feel the weight of the fabric. It doesn't look like a cheap costume. It looks like they spent some really good time and money making these amazing outfits. And that's a big thing for a movie like this. Whenever you have, you know, a historical film or a fantasy film or anything that deals with the past, whether it be based on reality or fantasy or whatever, the costumes and the set design is extremely important. If you don't have really good set design and your costumes don't feel authentic, you're going to lose the audience, even if it's just subconsciously. And with this, I believe it's the 1300s AD. Like, you can believe it just because of how great the set design and the fabrics look. See, and that's great. The light is flickering off the water, kind of like how the fire licks everything with its light. The light is reflecting off the water the same way, and it's kind of giving a little sparkle of a dynamic movement with the light. But look at this set design. Like, it's full. There aren't very many empty spaces. You've got birds in cages, you have huge draperies. This is obviously a tent. I like that he does that with his hair. It's a very simple movement, but it shows confidence, probably borderline arrogance. I like that. That's awesome too. Look at those shots. It's a beautiful shot. With the mountains, the sun is setting. You've got the reds and yellows with the blues, the lights. It's a great long distance shot. See, that looks good too. The way that that's lit. They're doing at least a lot of the shots that are in here. They probably take place around the same kind of sequence. I'm assuming near the beginning of the movie where they have the people not marching but traveling to this city. See, look at this set design. Very large room. It was well framed. You have everything framed in the middle. You've got your chandelier and the two draperies on the sides of the wall with him sitting directly in the middle. Very regal. Or at least, if not regal, a person of power. And then these battle scenes, I love watching like tracking shots of horses. Look at that. Now a lot of these look like extras, like they have a lot of they just have a lot of people on horses in real life. I am not seeing, like in those two scenes, I did not see any like CG element horses, unless I just didn't notice it. But it looks like they just have a lot of extras. Look at that. The mountains in the background are gorgeous. The whites and the browns, the clouds and everything. That's an awesome shot. I like that. He looks serious. It's a well lit, very well lit. Cinematography is top notch. Ah, there's the trebuchets. I like trebuchets. It looks, I mean, this is going to be a visual feast of a movie. You know, you're going to have a lot of great visuals. See, now that shot, I don't think all of those are real people. I think some of them are probably CG elements. Unless they got that many people for it, it would be a crazy setup. Ah, I like that. Now, that's CG. You're not going to really collide horses like that in real life. So, it's a safety issue more than anything. Oh, see, I love that set. Look at that. Beautifully shot. All of the light rays coming in through the holes in the side of the tent. The awesome, like, grays and blacks and browns of the, you know, the fabric draping everywhere with the cages, his furs, all of it just looks really cool. I like the way that looks. That's a great set. and going towards the sand storm. And the Queen. The Queen. Now, there was some things that they said that obviously I didn't understand. I don't know what they were saying. So please give me a translation if you can. Let me know what was being said in the trailer. Maybe they'll come out with an English subtitled one later on. I mean, I did see it 11 minutes after it got released, so I'm sure if they do add English subtitles, it's going to be either later today or tomorrow, so I may just look back. But if you guys could give me some kind of translation, that would be great. The set design looks amazing. The costumes look amazing. I like what they're doing with the lighting. You have some natural light shots, a lot of sunsets, a lot of fire light, and I think firelight always adds this nice warm orange to everything. It always looks really good to me. And that, like I was saying, that flicker. It's like the light is kissing everything, flickering. I like that. But even with the steady lights, like the natural light coming in through the tent, and you see the rays of light coming in, and it lights everything nice and even. So cinematography looks great. I think this would be a really good movie. I mean, storyline is intriguing because you have a king and a guy going into battle, facing off on each other for probably the kingdom, maybe for love. You know, that seems to be something that happens a lot, like Troy. You know, the war it started because the guy kidnapped the girl. Not really, but the girl fell in love with him and traveled with him to his city. They said that he had kidnapped her, and that's how the whole war happened. I don't know if that's what's going on here, but I'm just saying, like, there could be many reasons why the war was started, and I don't know what they would be. If you're familiar with the poem, let me know what started this war. Where did the conflict come from? But what do you guys think? Comment below and let me know your thoughts on this. If you would like to see my American content, it is now on the second channel called Koricon Nerd. I had split the channels up so I could focus on Indian films on my main channel, and now my second channel will have all of the American movie stuff, so it's not all jumbled together. Link to that in the description below, along with all of my other stuff like social medias and Patreon and Mailbox, all that jazz is down there. So check it out, see what you like down there, click stuffs, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the other channel, leave a comment, keep it civil. I want to know your thoughts, I want to know your opinions. And if you're on VidMe, upvote this, give me a follow and share it around. If you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. And I will see you on the next video.